Hello, my name is Tia Ballou, and I'm the Emergency Management Coordinating AmeriCorps here at Disability Empowerment Center. And this is part of a miniature YouTube series that we're creating that'll go over some basic emergency things. For today, we'll be talking about one of the types of emergency kits. So this kit that we have right here, it's called a Get Home bag. Much like the name sounds, it is a bag that's ideal for keeping at your office, in your car, anywhere that you frequent, and it's items that can help you get home after a disaster. So it's very tiny, it's portable, but it'll help you with essential items in a pinch. So this one is just in a fanny pack. You can tell it's holding a lot, but we're gonna go through and we're gonna unpack it a little bit and talk about the items. So this won't cover multiple days. This is going to be more of a short term, could be 24 hours, as long as you can make the items last. It's very different from a stay kit that you keep in your home that's much longer term, or something that you have as a go bag if you need to evacuate. It'll get you from point A to point B more comfortably. So first off, we'll go with the outside items. We have an emergency first aid kit. This one happens to have a strap that you can clip it onto the bag so it's less space being taken up inside. Then there's a utility tool. This could just be anything that pertains to you. If you are a wheelchair user, there are some utility kits that have different screwdriver bits or things in them. Of course, all of this will be tailored to every individual's needs. No kit is going to look the same for everybody. Then inside, this might not fit in your kit and it can be a little bit extra, but it's an emergency NOAA weather radio. So some of them, a lot of them are solar powered. This one also has a hand crank, so that's good to have an additional source. You can hear information, so if you do get updates on the emergency, you'll get them. It also has a flashlight as well. That one's a bit extra, can be a little heavy and weighty. But the essentials that you want to have are food, water. Obviously you can't carry a ton of water or even a gallon on you because that'd be a lot of weight. But just something like this one is like a little 14-ounce Nalgene. Something to protect you, like a glove that has more than just a standard cold weather glove, but this one has like a latex on it, like a gardening glove. Mask to protect you if you're in something like an earthquake. There'll be a lot of debris that comes up afterwards, so having this will protect you and your airways, especially if you have more susceptible health issues that the air condition might affect you more. Trash bag, which can be used as a rain poncho. It can be used to carry things in. It could be used for anything you can think of, so it's good to have those with you. And one of them rolls up pretty small, so it's very multi-use for the amount of space it takes. A physical map always helps, especially if you're in a disaster. The likelihood of having access to a network with Wi-Fi and everything that you have downloaded on your phone will be a toss-up. So it's good to have a paper map as well. And having multiple light sources is ideal. If you have something like a headlamp, this one I know is rechargeable, but it's good to have a second option. This one is a hand crank. So I know that if I don't have a battery or a way to recharge, I know I have a second option. Portable power source. It's always good to have that. If you do have phone service, you want to make sure that you're able to take advantage of it. It might be being able to send out a text message. Text messages are better than phone calls in an emergency. They're more likely to get through on the phone connections. So you want to make sure you can take advantage of that and having a power source. Things like personal medication. If you have anything that is prescription, it's good to keep a couple of them on you, either in your office, wherever you happen to be frequenting. just in case, some days you might forget it and it'll be coming in handy. And one tip, if you are carrying a medication that's a prescription, make sure you refill it with the most new version. So if you get it monthly, maybe try to remember to put the newest one in your bag and cycle it through so that you don't end up having something happen. You take your go bag and you realize that, oh my gosh, it is expired. It won't help you as much. Then having something like a protein bar, any sort of shelf stable food, ideally something that doesn't need to be heated or cooked or altered, so you can just grab it and go and eat it wherever you are. A whistle, which is incredibly multi-use. You can use it to signal for people that won't be able to see you visually, or if you need to get any attention, or it can be used in a lot of different scenarios. And because it's high pitch, it can be heard from a lot farther distances. So that's always good to have in an emergency setting, as well as a lot of these are good for outdoor. If you are already a hiker and you enjoy the outdoors, you might have this stuff already, some of it. If you have contacts or any sort of specific device that you use or anything like that, it's good to have it here. And then in an emergency, it's good to go back to the basics. So things like paper and pen are essential to have with you for any sort of communication needs. If you can't verbalize them for any myriad of reasons, or if you have to leave a note if you're going somewhere. For example, I'm in the office and an emergency happened. I'm leaving at Monday 12:12 and heading downtown. It's good to leave a note so that people know exactly where you were, what happened, why, some details. It's good to have an emergency communication card. I really suggest having these in your wallet and every bag. If you happen to be in the Seattle office here at DEC, we have them printed on our front entry area. There's some copies there, and it has your own phone number, name, anything like that if people need to figure out whose wallet it is or anything like that. But it also has emergency phone numbers for local 911, local fire, police, anything like that, as well as anyone that you want to be an emergency contact. Very easy. It's great to do them now ahead of time before you realize that you need to call somebody and you don't know their phone number off the top of your head. Since we're in such a digital age, it's difficult. And then lastly, again, this is kind of a basic and it'll be tailored for everybody, but in the event that something does happen, the ways that the systems will come back, banks won't function the same, your card won't function the same, so things like tapping to pay won't exist for a little bit. So it's good to have some small bills, just a couple of dollars on you, just in case. And since you don't know when an event might happen, you might not have your wallet with you, you might not have your normals that you would carry, so knowing that you have that ahead of time. And then just a little note, all of these things can be overwhelming to see on a table spread out, but a lot of them are things that you already have at home, or maybe it's just kind of jogging your mind thinking about, oh, what are items that I can keep where I work or in my car or at a friend's house who I frequent that make it a little bit easier and comfortable for you if something were to happen. So try not to get overwhelmed. Again, you probably have masks at home from COVID. You already know what your own medical or communication needs are. So just combining those and putting them in a little bag. And preparedness is key. So having things already a little bit thought out or brought with you ahead of time can be life-saving. So thank you, and we'll see you for our next mini-series.